All right, let's talk about something that is both fascinating and, honestly, a little bit unnerving. We're diving into the boardroom of the very near future, where massive, high-stakes deals aren't just being hammered out by people, but by machines. This is all about AI and negotiation, and believe me, the rules of the game are changing fast.
So let me ask you something right off the bat. Would you sit down at a table to negotiate with a machine? Seriously. And what if that machine could outthink you, never got tired, and had a poker face that was literally perfect? That's the big idea we're going to unpack today.
So you might be wondering, why is this even happening? Why bring AI into a negotiation in the first place? Well, it's because for all our brilliance, for all our intuition, we humans have some built-in limitations. Limitations that an AI just doesn't have.
When you really boil it down, the difference is night and day. We humans, we get emotional. We get tired after a long, grueling session. And whether we admit it or not, we all bring our own biases into the room. The AI, it's the complete opposite. It's purely logical, it's endlessly tireless, and it's driven 100% by the data, not a gut feeling. It's a total game changer.
But let's be really clear here. This isn't about robots replacing humans, at least not yet. Right now, it's better to think of AI as the ultimate digital co-pilot. It's this powerful toolkit that's designed to make us better at what we do. Let me show you what I mean.
So check this out. Take something like a contract GPT. The whole process is actually pretty simple. First, the human expert inputs all the key parameters of the deal. Then the AI does the heavy lifting. It crunches all the data and generates the best possible legal clauses. And finally, the human comes back in, reviews the work, and gives the final sign-off. The AI handles the tedious, logical stuff, which frees up the human to focus on the big picture strategy.
And it gets even more strategic than that. Just imagine being able to practice your negotiation thousands of times before you even set foot in the room. AI bots can do that. They can simulate how your counterpart is likely to act based on all their past deals, their tendencies, everything. This lets you test every single strategy imaginable to find the one that's going to win. It's like having the perfect sparring partner.
Okay, this is where things get really wild. This is the moment the AI shifts from just being a helpful tool to being an actual strategic player. It could pull off classic negotiation tactics, mind games, but with a level of cold, calculated precision that, frankly, no human can ever match.
Let's start with a classic move, anchoring. You probably know this one. The very first offer made in a negotiation often sets the psychological benchmark for the entire deal. It has this huge influence on where things end up.
But here's the twist. A human anchor? That's usually based on experience, maybe a little bit of a gut feeling. An AI anchor is a whole different beast. It's calculated by analyzing millions of data points, market trends, old deals, competitor intel. It's not a guess. It's a statistically optimized starting point designed for one thing: maximum advantage.
And then, of course, you have the fine art of the bluff. That super high-stakes moment of deception that can literally make or break an entire negotiation. It's pure psychological warfare.
So what makes an AI so terrifyingly good at bluffing? It has absolutely no tells. It can't sweat, it's not going to stutter, its voice won't crack, it just delivers a perfectly logical, perfectly executed deception without any of the little human giveaways we're all trained to look for.
This brings us to this really fascinating, almost creepy paradox. You see, an AI can be trained to recognize and even exploit human emotions. It can analyze voice patterns, word choice, facial cues, you name it. It can use all these emotion-aware tactics against you while feeling absolutely nothing itself. It's playing a mind game where it understands the rules perfectly, but feels none of the pressure.
So, if you follow all this to its logical conclusion, you have to ask the big question. What happens when both sides show up to the table with their own digital co-pilot? What does that AI versus AI endgame actually look like?
And this could very well be the new reality of how big deals get done. It's not two humans in a room anymore. It's two incredibly sophisticated AI agents, each programmed with a set of goals, battling it out in a digital space to find the absolute best deal for their side.
And the speed, you just can't even wrap your head around it. Look at this. In just a tenth of a second, the AIs exchange data. A few tenths of a second later, they've run simulations. Before a full second has passed, the best path is found and the deal is done. A negotiation that takes us humans weeks is over in the blink of an eye. So what does that mean for us? Well, the implication is pretty profound. In this kind of future, the role of the human expert completely shifts. We stop being the negotiators, and we become the architects. We're the observers who set the goals, define the rules, and then we just let the machines execute the deal with superhuman speed and efficiency. Which leaves us with one final, kind of haunting question to think about. In a world where machines can negotiate faster, more logically, and maybe even more ruthlessly than we ever could, do we eventually reach a point where, for the biggest deals that shape our world, the humans just stop talking altogether?